Coming up on this edition of Out of the Blue from Middle Tennessee State University, we share the news about some national recognition extended to MTSU, and we tell you about a new scholarship starting up in the fall of 2020. We explore the master's degree program in international affairs, one of the fastest growing graduate offerings at our university. And we introduce the Political Economy Research Institute, a center inspired in part by our ties to a prominent economist and alumnus who won the Nobel Prize. I'm Andrew Oppmann, and this is Out of the Blue. Welcome to Out of the Blue. I'm Andrew Oppmann. Middle Tennessee State University was recently named one of the best places to earn an undergraduate degree in the entire nation by the Princeton Review. It is the first time MTSU was awarded one of these coveted spots in the Review's guide called the Best 385 Colleges. And it's an honor given to the roughly 13% of the nation's 3,000 plus four-year institutions. Now, just as exciting, we recently unveiled a new guaranteed academic scholarship, which will make our institution even more affordable for more students. Here to talk with us about all this great news is Dr. Deb Sells. She is Vice President for Student Affairs and Vice Provost for Academic and Enrollment Services, the best and longest title at our university.
Thank you so much.
Your first time on Out of the Blue.
That's true.
How did we not do this before?
I don't know.
This is awesome. This is an awesome news. We got to start with the best stuff. Princeton Review, just fantastic. And I want to go over just a couple of things that this review said about us, which is just gold. They called us academic heaven.
They did.
How about that, right?
I love that.
They called us a go-to place to get a quality education.
Right.
They said that this is a place where students find highly specialized programs closely tied to the industry, which means really good job placement. They bragged about the professors. They like to be on a first-name basis. They talked about how our advising is top-notch. You're in charge of all of our admissions efforts. You're on the road selling the university. What does this mean for your job in selling MTSU?
Well, it is gold, as you said, and it does make it another talking point for us as we're out there selling the university to the best students in the state of Tennessee. But I'm also the Vice President for Student Affairs, and so their comments about the student experience on our campus and the way they feel like they belong here, that although they have all the resources that are available on a really large public campus, it never feels like 22,000 students. That's really, for me, that warms my heart, that our students feel like they belong here and that this is a family.
And what they were citing, these are the students talking about us. The campus is big, but it feels comfortable and home-like. People sit on the quad by the library, talk with their friends, play music and skateboard, a good balance of on-campus activities. Overall, students find themselves to be quite busy, but a good kind of busy. Despite how busy I am, one student said, I am happy doing it. And you know, we want to get the story out about this university because we think we've got a great story to tell. Having students talk about students is pretty important in your line of work, right? Students
at the high school and community college level are looking to hear about what they can expect to experience, and they want to hear it from their peers. They don't want to hear it from you and me. They know that we have an allegiance to the university that's different than what a student experiences. So they want to hear from other students. They want to hear, what is it like to interact with the faculty there? What is it like to be in the classroom? They want to know, am I going to make friends? Am I going to find a place where I feel like I fit in? And the best people to sell the university are our students, both as they're here and talking to other students, but also as they leave and are huge successes out there in the working world, and as they tell their story, MTSU is a part of it.
You know, we talk about the home-like atmosphere we try to do. I think our viewers probably know you best, those who are on our Parents and Facebook, our Facebook page for the Parents page. They know you as Dr. Sells, the go-to person to talk about the university, answer questions, and give advice. That is an amazing commitment, and it's so much of your personality in that. Talk about how your job has changed from, you didn't have that vehicle a few years ago, right? And now it's a big part of how we connect with the parents and answer their questions and solve solve their issues.
And the students as well. We have dedicated Facebook pages for parents for every entering freshman class, and if they stay here for 4 years, that means we're running 4 of them at any given time, sometimes 5. And we have one for the transfer students. And so myself and a couple of my staff members who are really dedicated to the endeavor spend a lot of time out there every day talking to parents, talking to students, watching them interact with each other, and that's the real gold when they talk to each other again through that social media phenomenon. But when they start to get off track, or if they have a question no one else has experience with, we'll jump in.
You posted just the other day that we can do hard things, talking about parents worried about the homesickness of a child, saying we can do hard things. And a lot of what you give on that page, which is so wonderful, it's not really just an administrator talking about line and verse. It's talking about, hey, listen, these are going to be the life lessons that your precious daughter and son are going to go through, and we can do hard things.
So many of our students come from homes where the parents didn't go to college. They're first-generation college students. And so their folks don't know. They don't know what to expect. And so it's their first experience with a student going off to college. And they don't know what to expect. And I've been working with their students now for more than 30 years, so I can tell them a little bit of perspective of what they can plan that will be average, that'll be typical, that is not a cause for alarm. It's a cause really of celebrating that their student is learning the kinds of adulting skills that they will need all the rest of their lives.
Well, all of this is wonderful, but we also broke some wonderful news on the first stop of the True Blue Tour. We're really excited about that. Tell everybody about the True Blue Scholarship and what that means in your array of what we call guaranteed academic scholarships.
We have for many years offered guaranteed academic scholarships to students beginning at the level at which a student would qualify for honors admission here at the university. So that's an ACT score of 25 and above. So anyone who had scored 25 or above on the ACT with a GPA coming out of high school of 3.5 would have previously qualified for our guaranteed scholarships. It occurs to us, though, is that our students' average entering ACT is about 25.8. So once you hit a 23 or a 24, you are an above average student. You may not yet be into the honors college, but you are an above average student, and those students deserve to be recognized as well. So the True Blue Scholarship will recognize those students at the 23 or 24 ACT above our entering freshman average with the GPA of 3.5, and they'll get an award of $2,000 a year for 4 years if they maintain their scholarship qualifications. So it'd be a total award of $8,000. We'll be one of only 2 or 3 schools in the state that are scholarshiping at that level, and we're just really excited about that. It's going to make school much more affordable for students who are really our bread and butter. They are above average, they're going to do really well here, but they're not yet at the honors level.
No, and the reaction we got at the True Blue Tour was fantastic, and that combined with the presidential scholarship, that was last year's big announcement, the largest single award of its kind given to students in that class among the public universities, and that's an amazingly lucrative scholarship, $18,000 over the course of 4 years.
$4,500 a year for 4 years if you have an ACT of 25 to 29 and that 3.5 GPA. So yes, that made a huge impact
really
on
did.
our entering freshman class this year. Students really were excited about that, and you can see it in our growth numbers.
And now we're about to hit the road. We've gotten the first tour out of the way.
Yep.
14 cities, 4 states.
Yes.
It is a labor of love for us, isn't it?
It is a labor of love. We get together on a bus, we take the academic advisors, we take many of the faculty and deans and other kinds of academic administrators. We always have our president who speaks to the students and their family members. We answer tons of questions. We get the story out. And this announcement about the True Blue Scholarship will be a big part of the tour this year, and I think it's going to garner us a lot of great attention.
Big news, big trips. Thank you, Dr. Sells. Thanks for being on Out of the Blue.
Thanks for having me.
We'll be right back.
Your MTSU Alumni Association has a goal of placing this pin on the lapel of all those who call this campus theirs. Let's pass that tradition on.
Let's pass it on.
You know you gotta climb higher.
am True Blue. As a member of this diverse community,
I am a valuable contributor
to its progress and success.
I am engaged in the life of this community.
I am a recipient and a giver.
I'm a listener and a speaker.
I am honest in word and deed.
I am committed to reason, not violence.
I am a learner.
Now and forever.
I am a Blue Raider.
I am a Blue Raider.
I'm a Blue Raider.
True Blue.
Pass the tradition on.
Pass the tradition on.
Pass it on.
Do you want the advantages of a major university with the Ivy League experience of an honors college? What you're looking for is right in front of you. Middle Tennessee State University's beautiful campus is home to over 140 majors taught in state-of-the-art facilities. Our undergraduates get hands-on experience, working alongside a highly respected and caring faculty. Take a closer look. Become True Blue.
Welcome back to Out of the Blue. I'm Andrew Oppman. MTSU's Master's Degree Program in International Affairs is one of the fastest growing graduate offerings at our university. It is extremely topical, attuned to the changing global dynamics, and it offers many new specializations and terrific internship opportunities at agencies ranging from NASA to the State Department. Here to tell us more about this is Dr. Jonathan DeChico of the Department of Political Science and International Relations. Welcome to Out of the Blue.
I'm delighted to be here, Andrew. Thank you for inviting me.
Give me the nutshell elevator speech. Talk to me about this degree program. What do you offer if you were trying to convince me as a prospective student to major in this?
Well, first of all, I don't have to tell you, Andrew, that it's incredibly important in today's world to be conversant with global events, with countries of the world and how they relate to each other. And that's a real strong foundation for international affairs in general. But what we'd like to do is go beyond just knowledge of the world. And that's very important. But we like to go beyond that and ask our students to practice the skills that are going to make them marketable in all sorts of careers that really take advantage of that knowledge and give them opportunity to exercise and further develop and hone those skills. So, for example, we really like for our students to think carefully about the topics that we already do very well here at MTSU. International security, which involves all manner of international conflict and efforts to cooperate to, say, counter terrorism, to create safe spaces for people to make passage from one country to another and the like, but also international development and how to create situations where both countries and people develop in really meaningful ways and lead to a more profitable, better society for all.
This is a degree program for folks with a variety of different undergraduate degree options. If I'm a Jones College of Business graduate, if I'm, it's not just a political science extension, it's a way to kind of take that discipline and apply it in a whole different, a range of fields and options, right?
One of the things that we've been doing is developing the program in new directions. And we're building on strengths that already exist with our faculty, who are excellent published faculty researchers. In fact, we're redeveloping this program in such a way that does open it up to students from all sorts of backgrounds.
More than just political science, right?
That's right. One of the things that we're hoping to do with these new developments in our program is to appeal to students who bring strengths from all kinds of backgrounds. And we think that that's absolutely critical for the future of our country, for the profitability of businesses in our communities, and for making the world a better place. Students in our program can study things such as international security, international development, but also non-governmental organizations and nonprofits, civic advocacy, and migration. So we're tapping into some areas that really do require expertise and knowledge bases from all sorts of different parts of the university and our community at large.
I hinted at this at the intro, and I know folks are going, those internships sound pretty cool. Talk to me about how that works and how the program makes you attractive to those type of opportunities.
Mm-hmm. Well, one of the things that we're doing is that we're building into the program a more explicit focus on some of the things that our faculty were already doing in a more informal way, which is focusing on how do we develop skills that are appropriate to different sorts of sectors and industries, both the public sector and the private sector. And what we're doing is by building in to our curricula and into our assignments, those kinds of documents, exercises that become the bread and butter of what people do on a daily basis in this world of international affairs. We think that we're creating a really important foundation for students when they leave us. And one of the things that they can do is take those skills to an internship and really wow their supervisors with what they're learning here at MTSU. And as a result, help spread the good name of Middle Tennessee State University in places like Atlanta or Washington, D.C., and even here in the greater Middle Tennessee area, such as in Nashville. So we have students who do internships at NGOs here in the Nashville area. And also we ask our students to think really widely about going to places like D.C. And just this past summer, we had students in Washington, D.C. doing some pretty great internships. You mentioned State Department, NASA, working with immigration, and so on. And
that's incredible.
Yeah.
So a degree like this, no matter what my undergraduate background, if my aspirations are larger than just the things in my current field of view, this is a good option, right? Because it's going to prepare me for that world.
Oh, absolutely. And, we're looking at the combination of principles and practice, right? We have a deep knowledge base about international relations. It borrows from a variety of different fields, but we bring them together in a way that really creates a sort of 360-degree perspective on global problems and on our own problems here in the United States as we interact with the world. But then, in practice, this is where the rubber hits the road, right? We want our graduates to be able to go out there and to say to a potential employer, yes, I can do that. And we feel confident that they'll be doing exactly that, as they have been for several years and as they will into the future.
It's really a degree that is more than just preparing you for a career in academics. That's fine. This is a degree that I can take into business or any discipline that I wanted to do if I need or want that perspective.
Oh, I'm so glad you mentioned business, Andrew, because this is an area that is just absolutely exploding with growth. We have to look at the world and just recognize that everything is interconnected, that trade is enormous in volume, and that means that for our businesses here in the United States, in the state of Tennessee, and in the Middle Tennessee area, to really succeed and prosper, we have to be thinking big, and we have to be conversant with global politics, with people in other countries and the like, and that's precisely what we're driving at here. So when we look at that set of opportunities out there in the business world, we know that these are the types of graduates that they're going to be looking for, the graduates that are coming out of our program.
Not only do I appreciate you telling our viewers about this great degree program, I'd like to encourage our viewers to Google your name and the Washington Post. You had a fantastic article about a year ago that you co-authored, which was really speaks to your expertise in international relations. This is a great program, and we appreciate you coming on Out of the Blue to tell us about it.
Thank you very much, Andrew. It's been a pleasure to be here today.
And we'll be right back.
Your MTSU Alumni Association has a goal of placing this pin on the lapel of all those who call this campus theirs. Let's pass that tradition on.
Let's pass it on.
You know you gotta climb higher.
I am True Blue.
As a member of this diverse community,
I am a valuable contributor
to its progress and success.
I am engaged in the life of this community.
I am a recipient and a giver.
I'm a listener and a speaker.
I am honest in word and deed.
I am committed to reason, not violence.
I am a learner. Now and forever.
I am a Blue Raider.
I am a Blue Raider.
I'm a Blue Raider.
True Blue.
Pass the tradition on.
Pass the tradition on.
Pass
Do you want the advantages of a major university with the Ivy League experience of an honors college? What you're looking for is right in front of you. Middle Tennessee State University's beautiful campus is home to over 140 majors taught in state-of-the-art facilities. Our undergraduates get hands-on experience, working alongside a highly respected and caring faculty. Take a closer look. Become True Blue. Middle Tennessee State University offers more than 100 master's and doctoral degrees designed for working professionals. Many of MTSU's graduate programs are offered partially or completely online. More information is available at mtsu.edu/graduate.
Welcome back to Out of the Blue. I'm Andrew Oppman. Established in late 2016, the Political Economy Research Institute at MTSU is a joint venture between the Jennings A. Jones College of Business and the University Honors College. It was established with initial seed money from the Charles Koch Foundation. The mission of the Institute is to engage undergraduate and graduate students with faculty in research to further the understanding of business and economic principles and the impact they have upon national and international financial conditions and society. Professor Daniel Smith is the director of the center, and he joins us on Out of the Blue. Welcome to Out of the Blue.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be on.
So, relatively brand new center. You're entering into your second year. Give everybody kind of a nutshell about what the center is and what your goals are for it to achieve.
So you gave our official mission, but what does that mean? Well, really, I look at the political landscape today and I see faction, I see polarization, I see mudslinging. What I want to do with the Political Economy Research Institute is create an environment where we can bring scholars and students from across the curriculum, different majors, diversity of worldviews and experiences, bring them together and have a productive dialogue on the tending issues in political economy, the long-standing issues that we haven't solved. So, for example, in our student programming, we bring out students and they'll read Karl Marx and Adam Smith, then spend a day discussing those ideas in an undirected forum. So it's that type of stuff. And there's three components of it. It's student programming and public lecture series, public policy research, and then academic research.
And your background before coming to MTSU, pretty extensive in these fields and study of these type of topics?
Yeah, I received my training at George Mason University, where I did a kind of a politics, philosophy, and economics program, so it was very interdisciplinary. And you know, I took that with me when I went to Troy University, where I was the associate director of the Manuel H. Johnson Center for Political Economy. Had a great time and great experience down there, and I'm happy to bring those skills to Middle Tennessee State University.
Now you're True Blue, now you're on our campus. And,
absolutely.
You know, you mentioned George Mason, and of course you're at MTSU, and there's one very prominent thing they have in common, James Buchanan. We're very proud of Dr. Buchanan, the late Nobel laureate, one of our proud alumnuses. Talk about how the Institute uses, I think, a little of his inspiration in some of the things that it approaches.
Absolutely. So James Buchanan, I was able to interact with him at George Mason University. He was no longer formally teaching classes, but he was still interacting, coming in, giving public lectures. So I was fortunate to be able to have that experience. And my dissertation committee was comprised entirely of his co-authors and students. So I grew up in that tradition that he created in a field called public choice, more broadly considered maybe for regular people they'd understand as political economy. And it's a field that applies the economic analysis to the understanding of government actors. And basically, James Buchanan looked back all the way to Plato, and he saw that, you know, these early philosophers and early economists would look into the market and say, there's a market failure. But what they didn't do is they didn't say, well, what if we empower someone in government to do it? Do they have the knowledge and incentives to actually accomplish that? So what they have to do is you have to actually do a case-by-case analysis and say, there's a problem in the market, can government actors solve it? And if so, then that action should be undertaken. But if not, if you set up a government program that creates perverse incentives or they don't have the knowledge necessary to undertake that, then it could lead to worse outcomes. So he was just making symmetric behavioral assumptions to create a neutral scientific analysis of when we should have government do something and when we should have the private sector do something.
The opportunity that the Institute offers, it's really interesting and I think appropriate that you are based between the Jones College of Business and the Honors College, because it's really, if you're a musician, I guess you're riffing off both, right? Because you're really trying to to start an engagement, a discussion, and see where it ends, right? I mean, this is not about just one particular point of view. It's talking about many points of view and really kind of getting a conversation going. Is that fair?
Through the Honors College, we can reach out to fields beyond just economics and business, and we're already bringing in affiliated faculty from outside of even those colleges, so we're really excited about that possibility, and that will just bring scholars together, because when you're talking about political economy, you're dealing with law, you're dealing with political science, you're dealing with history, you're dealing with all sorts of fields, psychology, economics, so we should bring them all to the table. And unfortunately, in the modern academy, those conversations oftentimes don't occur, but the Political Economy Research Institute will provide the vehicle for that to happen here.
It's a good segue to your recently announced lecture series, which I've got in front of me here. One of the things that you want to do with the Institute is start that engagement and bring speakers to campus. And you've got quite a diverse lineup here. I think that starts in October with the first lecture on October 2nd, correct?
Yes, we'll have Dr. Pete Bedke from George Mason University. He'll be giving a talk on F.A. Hayek, so we're really excited to have him out. And then the next day we have Dr. Jay Cost. He's with the American Enterprise Institute. He'll be giving a lecture on the American Constitution and the importance of that. And then very quickly, we'll have Dr. Howard Henderson out October 31st. He'll be giving a talk on criminal justice. He actually went to Middle Tennessee State University as an undergrad, and then he went on and got his PhD in criminal justice, and now runs a very successful criminal justice reform center at Texas Southern University. So we're very happy to bring him back, and he was excited to come back as well. So I hope people come out for that one. And then Dr. Ben Powell from Texas Tech University, he's with the Free Market Institute out there. He has a brand new book on socialism. He and a co-author traveled through the unfree countries in the world and wrote it up in a kind of a memoir. And we're really excited about that. The title of the lecture will be The Myths and Realities of Socialism.
Where can I find this information about the Institute? I know mtsunews.com is, of course, a source of this, but you've got a website out that people can stay informed and connected with that, correct?
Absolutely, and the easiest way is just to Google Perry at MTSU, but our official Facebook and social media is Perry at MTSU, and our webpage is the regular MTSU webpage, and then /Perry, P-E-R-I, Political Economy Research Institute.
Well, I appreciate you coming on Out of the Blue and talking to us about the Institute, and best of luck in all your programming.
Thank you very much. Pleasure to be here.
And this does wrap up another edition of Out of the Blue. But before we go, we at Out of the Blue want to say see you later, but not goodbye, to our producer, Rob Jansen, who has accepted a role outside of the university. This is his last program with us, and we thank him for his work on Out of the Blue and all the other university projects he's been connected with. Now, you can find more stories and videos about the campus 24 hours a day by visiting our website, mtsunews.com. And we invite you to follow MTSU on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for additional special content. I'm Andrew Oppman, and I hope you will always remain true blue.